Hello everyone. So the third important mathematical phenomena which is very much useful in solving physics numericals or in understanding physics is differentiation. Let us try to understand the meaning of differentiation and the way how can we use the differentiation in solving physics, like when to use, how to use. So how to use depends upon the formula whatever there in the differentiation. You just have to remember the formula. But when to use depends upon the situation or the given question. There you need to understand that the differentiation need is there. But in most of the cases, in most of the numericals, because already we derived the formulas such that the formula comes in the form of differentiation. That's why most of the times it becomes easier and you will come to know that when to use differentiation. So let us try to understand the differentiation. As I told you, integration is nothing but addition. Similar way, differentiation is nothing but what? Subtraction or change. What is that? Change in one quantity with respect to another quantity. Let's take y is one quantity and it is depending on x, another quantity. Now, as x changes, let's say change in x is delta x, then there is a change in y also. Y also changes. The corresponding change you consider delta y. Then the change in y with respect to x is called average change. So this delta means change and we usually say that average change from one value to another value, x1 to x2. It changed from x1 to x2. Then what is the corresponding change in y? Similarly, when you consider if delta x tends to 0, almost negligible, then under the limit delta x tends to 0, delta y by delta x can be written as dy by dx. And this dy by dx only we will write it as, or we will say that differentiation of y with respect to x. So this is the differentiation of y with respect to x. Now the d comes when differentiation, delta comes when there is a change, but both are same. Change in y with respect to x. But this is the average change, a big change, considerable change. But this is very small change, negligible change. Nothing but in physics language instantaneous change. Instantaneous change. See, let me explain you with one example, like what is power? Power equal to dw by dt, you will say that. Or you will say that rate of doing of work. What it is called? Rate of doing of work. You start some work. Suppose you are climbing up some steps. Some 1,000 steps are there. Consider the time in which you climbed up first starting 10 steps. Then after 100 steps, you count again what is the time taken for next 10 steps. After 500 steps, again you count what is the time taken for 10 more steps. So as you are going on, your ability to do work decreases. Then you will take more time to cover the same height or to cover same number of steps. That means the time taken is more, means the power is less. So at that particular instant, after 500 steps, your ability to do work, that is nothing but rate of doing work, decreases at that instant. Now after 100 steps, that was higher. In the beginning it was very higher. That means what? At every instant your ability to do work keep on changes. So at one instant it may be higher, at another instant it may be lesser. But at one instant, at one particular point, at one particular time, the rate of doing of work, nothing but change in one quantity with respect to another quantity is defined as differentiation. Differentiation of work with respect to time, nothing but what? Power. And in the whole physics syllabus, there are two kinds of differentiation will come mainly. One is d by dr and another one is d by dt. R is position. Differentiation with respect to position is called gradient. Differentiation with respect to time is called rate of change. So here the example is like potential energy gradient is force. Here the example is the one example whatever I have given. Our rate of change in velocity is called acceleration. Rate of change in linear momentum is called force. Rate of change in magnetic flux is called EMF. Like that, so many examples. So mainly there are two types of differentiation will be there. And there are some basic formulas required to solve the questions related to this differentiation. What are all those basic formulas? D by dx of x power n into x power n minus 1 and d by dx of t power n or d by dt of x power n. Here variable and the function both are same, xx, but here xt. Then the formula is same, n into x power n minus 1. But here again you have to go for differentiation. Here also that will come like dx by dx again, dx by dx, but they will get cancelled, so 1. That's why we will not write, but here you have to write when the function and the variable both are different. Now differentiation of with respect to any variable for any constant always 0, because there is no change in constant, because differentiation nothing but what? Change. Now d by dx of suppose some constant times x power n, then c into d by dx of x power n, because you will eliminate the constant, you will take it out of the differentiation, you will eliminate from differentiation because it is a constant. Now apart from this, d by dx of sin x cos x, as we have seen in previous thing, integration of cos was what? Sin. So differentiation and integration both are inverse process of each other. That's why differentiation of sin is cos, integration of cos is sin, and differentiation of cos is minus sin x. So integration of sin is minus cos x, and d by dx of sin of ax plus b will become a times cos of ax plus b. And in the integration part we have seen that x coefficient will become divider, here x coefficient will become multiplier, and d by dx of cos of ax plus b will become minus a sin ax plus b, and d by dx of e power x, that is e power x, d by dx of log x, that is 1 by x. Similarly, d by dx of e power ax, so a into e power ax. So here always the x coefficient will become multiplier. d by dx of log of ax plus b, log x means 1 by x into x coefficient a. So this is how all the important formulas. See, these are the basic formulas. There are some difficult and high level formulas also will be there. But in my suggestion, according to my opinion, these are good enough to solve many questions. And apart from that, one last and final formula, the two functions formula, d by dx of u into v, then it will become u dv by dx plus v du by dx. So these are the main formulas you can use to solve almost 99% for the NEET and JEE mains level questions. So hope this is very much helpful, And finally we will see one more application based on differentiation. Like we have seen in integration, we can find the area below the graph using integration. Similarly, you can find slope of a curved graph using differentiation. Let us understand that thing also. Now consider a curved graph. How to find the slope? We are telling we can use differentiation to find the slope. Now for generally, when you take a graph, straight line, how do you find the slope? You will choose 2 points. You will take the coordinates x1, y1, x2, y2, and you will find the delta y, delta x. Average change in y coordinate by average change in x coordinate from one point to another point. Then delta y by delta x is nothing but m, or nothing but tan theta is called slope. What is this theta is? Theta is the angle made by slope or graph with positive x-axis. But here this is not a straight one. Then what you have to do is you have to take one point, because the slope keep on changes. At every point different slope. At one point when you want to find the slope, take the tangent and take the angle made by the tangent. Then the slope will become how much? Tan theta. Now at this point the slope is tan theta. But here there are no 2 points, so that delta y by delta x. Here only 1 point. So delta x is 0. Now under the limit delta x tends to 0, then delta y by delta x, we can write it as dy by dx. So what is the slope? Now it will become dy by dx. So that's why you can find the slope of a curve using the differentiation. Like one physics example I will give you. Consider uniformly accelerated motion. What is the displacement equation? ut plus half at square. What is the st graph will become? Here t power 2. So parabolic graph, curved graph. Then slope is ds by dt. Then if you differentiate this one, u into differentiation of t is 1, a by 2 is constant, differentiation of t square is 2t. So that ds by dt is rate of change in displacement, nothing but velocity, equal to u plus at. Is this the formula for instantaneous velocity? Yes. So you can get the slope from differentiation. That is the reason why you can use differentiation as an application to find the slope, because many situations you will use this way. Like in thermodynamics you will see slope of isothermal graph and a slope of adiabatic graph. Like that in many situations you will take the help of differentiation. So in mathematical calculation, so one of the important thing is what? Differentiation. So quadratic equation, integration, and now differentiation. And our next thing is all about vectors. So in vectors we study about the 3 things: vector resolution, vector resultant, and vector product. These are the 3 things which are important in solving physics. So let us understand that part in our next session. Thank you. So that why we are taking the derivation is, we will not derive all the formulas, but if we take this differentiation, one single formula, then you will understand the meaning of differentiation in a better way. That's why let us try to understand the derivation by considering one square. Consider a square frame having side length x. Then what is the initial area? X square. So the initial area of the square frame is x square. Now suppose the side length got changed. Side length got changed. It increased by delta x. Let's take some value, delta x. So here area depending on x. As x changes, area also changes. Now what is the change in x? Delta x. Then what is the new area will become? X plus delta x whole square. So that what is the corresponding change in area? Final area minus initial. Whenever change is nothing but final minus initial value. So this minus this is like a plus b whole square. A square plus 2ab plus b square minus a is x square cancel. Now here delta x whole square is there. But we are discussing about differentiation. So delta x must be lesser. So delta x is almost negligible. Let's take 0.01. Square it. It will become 0.001. So the value reduces. The value reduces on squaring if the value is less than 1. So that here delta x is less. So delta x square is even lesser. So that delta A will become 2x delta x approximately under the condition that delta x is negligible. So you have to remember that delta x is negligible. Now delta A by delta x is 2x, and this is when delta x tends to 0. That value is dx. But under this limit delta x tends to 0, what we will write it as? dy by dx. So dy by dx equal to 2x. Sorry, a. Here our function is a, so dA by dx. Where a is how much? X square. So d by dx of x square is 2 into x power what? 1. I can write it as 2 minus 1. So x power 2. Now you write it like a general way. X power n. So x power 2 became here. So n will multiply. Now 2 minus 1, you can write it as n minus 1. You can also take the cube. Take the volume, x cube. Then go for the same method. Like change the side length by delta x. Then you will get the formula for x cube. That will become 3x square. Same. N into x power n minus 1. So that you can conclude that this is the final formula, which is the well known or very frequently used formula in physics. But the variable can be anything. It can be time, it can be y, it can be distance, it can be velocity, it can be anything. So this is how the basic formula comes. So here the main thing is, what I would like to tell you is, a quantity depends on variable. As variable changes, quantity changes. But if the change is negligible, then the change in one quantity with respect to variable is called what? Differentiation of the quantity with respect to variable. So that is what the meaning of differentiation. But in the exam